Hey guys, hope you guys are having a beautiful day today. Today I'm going to talk about moving in faith versus moving in fear. And moving in fear is just basically when you know you're shooting for something, um, and you can't really get there unless you do the hard work, right? There's only one way to get there, and the only way to get there is by doing the do. You gotta go do the work to get there. Versus moving in fear, where you're doing things pretty much to avoid something from happening or to prevent something from happening, or to basically stay in the same spot, right? And so I see it, and a lot of other people actually use this example where, there's a whole that meme going around of, don't look in the rear view mirror, don't look back, you're not going that way. That whole idea. So it's like looking at a GPS where when you're driving, and you're looking forward towards where you're going to go, versus looking in the rearview mirror, which is kind of like focusing on the past and the things behind you that have already happened, right? And so people use that analogy with looking in the rearview mirror a lot, because when you think of it as, instead of the road, obviously you're looking at it from the frame of your goals and the things that you want for your life, right? The rearview mirror doesn't have the things that you're looking forward to. It only has the things of your past, right? And so that pretty much is not going to help you when it comes to making your way forward, right? And in terms of this GPS, right, think of it like having a plan. You put in your location where you are gonna go, right? And the only way to get there is by following through with the plan, going through with the directions that have been set out for you to get there, right? You turn left here, you turn right over there, right? You make a call here, you have an appointment and meeting over here, stuff like that. Because the destination is always the same. If you fall off the path, right? If you take a wrong turn, it's gonna redirect, and your goal is still the same. The method of getting there is just a little bit different, and that's okay. The difference when it comes to moving in faith and moving in fear is your vision. It's the thing that you have in mind. It's your goal, right? And that thing is what we're working towards, whether it be to lose something or to prevent yourself from losing something, or whether it be to gain something, and improve and do better, right? And I think we really do it without thinking sometimes, because a lot of the times, doing something because, there's a pain, that will be much more motivating than doing something because there's a pleasure of doing it. So a lot of the times, it's much easier to be motivated when you have a fear of losing something, because it's because you already have it. You don't want to lose it, right? Versus getting something that you're already okay, you're well off, and getting it will put you in a better situation, but you're good where you are, right? Versus that. But if you wanted, the pain to change, it's either the pain of staying the same or the pain of changing. And it's pretty simple. The stronger pain is going to be more motivating, because that's just human nature. That's just the way we operate, right? And so what I'm trying to get at is that basically there's going to be a pain whether we like it or not. And a lot of the times we don't want to experience that pain. So the question is, what kind of pain would you rather put up with, right? The pain of striving to be at your potential, the pain of staying where you're at, because you're pretty much comfortable where you are. But there's also going to be a pain there because things are going to happen in life, whether you like it or not, that are gonna make you wish they never happened, but they're just things of life, right? Like sickness, disease. You're gonna get sick eventually, right? Because that's what life's all about. Life's all about change. And the thing about looking with moving in fear is that it keeps you from going up. It's kind of like you're moving with what you already know, versus moving in fear, which is where you're moving towards something that you want. You're not 100% sure if you're gonna get there, but it's the pursuit of happiness, almost, or maybe not the pursuit of happiness, more like the happiness of the pursuit. Because, you know, someone questioned if, you know, when you get to your goal, are you gonna be happy? I don't remember who it was, but it was a podcast I was listening to. Someone was interviewing another person, and that came up in the conversation. And really what it is it's not that you're gonna be happy when you get there, because a lot of the times if people say like, oh, I'm gonna be happy when I make $1 million, right? They have $1 million and they're not happy. Why? Right? And it's because the happiness wasn't in finally getting to the goal. The happiness was in the pursuit of the goal, because of what became of you during the whole process. Right? It's what became of you during the whole process that really equated to anything meaningful. Because not anyone can earn $1 million. You gotta be a specific type of person to do it. You gotta be a specific kind of person to earn $1 million. And the only way to do that is by moving in faith. Because if you're in fear, it's not really a driving factor, because you're in fear. You know, you don't want to change, you don't want this thing to happen to you or that thing to happen to you, versus moving in faith, where even though those things are going to happen to me, it's going to be worth it because of what's going to come out of it by the end of the tunnel. Right? It's a difference in perspective, right? It's like a glass half full versus a glass half empty kind of mentality. And one will bring you in a spiral direction going upwards, and another will bring you in a spiral direction going downwards. And with that, because there's a lot more to say on this subject, but for now, those are the things I can gather and think of. So, it's been Kyle. Peace and love. Take care.